Alright, hello everyone, hello, how is it going? How is it going? And hello Yuri, how's it going? I'm hoping everything is good because everything's pretty nice on my end. Let me turn down the volume on my side, on my earphones, because I'm starting to kind of get distracted. But what's it called? It's been pretty solid. I ended up going out and about today. Usually I'm not so ambitious when I cook or meal prep and such, but this week I'm kind of feeling something. I'm kind of feeling a little bit of motivation going on. I got a little ambitious. I decided I wanted to make some French onion soup. I've come to realize that this is going to be a bit laborious, but the wonderful thing about it is that, or I guess probably like after stream on Sunday, I'll probably get started on getting it all set up. The only thing I forgot, the only thing I'm really kicking myself on is that I did not, hold up, come on, there we go, magic. I had my eyes closed for a sec. Hop. One more. There we go. Now we're starting to cook with fire. But yeah, I didn't get around to getting the, what's it called, some bread, which is a shame because I'm probably gonna have to travel out a bit at some point. Not sure if now or later. Maybe I might have to get it sent in. I try not to get too much stuff sent in, but part of me's like, I know that it's gonna be nice if I have it. I'm beating myself up about it so much. Like, I got like almost everything, even some of the boozier things that get cooked in. This is a bit different. But I also got some like dinner set up. I'm thinking of making some, or I'm probably going to be making some beef stroganoff and some, what's it called? Some chicken thighs that you use honey and mustard as like a glaze. Those are like really nice comfort foods. I think that it was something where I was like, I should probably make these at some point. I know that on the weekends I usually go out shopping with Amana, but they currently have a thing going on where they have to have car maintenance. So it was just me shopping today. I was able to swing by and get some lemonade with lavender and blueberry pea, which is like kind of like this like kind of tea that has a purple kind of like sheen to it. It was really nice and refreshing, but since it doesn't last too long, I had to make some more coffee and tea for myself. I made some like a holiday roast for what's it called, for like my lunch today, with some like bread. Not the right bread, but a bread. I wonder if I could just use that bread. Like sourdough. I'm like, is that a decent bread for French? Might be. Might actually be. But I gotta stretch it out a slight bit. But now I have a cup of Lady Grey to go with my water, which is like Earl Grey, but it has a little bit of an orange kind of finish to it. I ended up buying that in bulk recently, so I'm like, oh boy. The only problem is that it usually tastes a little better with 2 bags because it's a bit on the weak side. I didn't realize this when I made this, but I'm like, maybe I should have thrown a second bag in. But as it turns out, there's a little extra something else I'm going to have to do, which is go into, there we go, or capture. we're loading on kind of a nutty thing. Day 4. I think we're going to have to go inside of Ota's mind. Go inside of his mind palace. Alright, let me turn this up. Him being a really awful, like sensei.
Can you please take me with you?
Oh, he's just, what's it called? Just like a little cat. Baby.
As long as I have Wi-Fi, I don't need anything else.
Like, as long as I have air conditioning and internet, I can live.
Sorry, we can't have pets.
Cold-hearted old man.
Oh man.
Is this a cold storage warehouse?
Seems to be.
Not a manga cafe? Or an otaku shop?
It's like, this must have left a very strong impression on Ota. If he still remembers it and is like, yep, this is exactly what's troubling me.
No, but a warehouse is a commonly used location in live-action dramas.
You know a lot.
Seen a lot of dramas.
Predicting this, I did some research on Ota's taste.
What kind of dramas does he like?
I see. Either way, are you smaller?
Either that, or everything else is bigger. Interesting.
Hey, that's...
Giant polar bear. Oh, that's the one. Oh no, is it actually gonna do violent
Iris
stuff?
is about to be...
Stop right there!
Ota showed up in his own memory?
The heavens call. The earth cries out. The crowds roar. All calling on me to strike back against evil. Hold on, Tessa. I will save you.
Oh, he doesn't have like a cool outfit he imagined himself in. It's just, I'm going to dress as I normally do. I love how the soundtrack is just like very hokey. It kind of sounds like a ringtone version of like what a heroic theme song would be.
I will protect Tessa.
Is this from the stream we saw earlier?
This is Ota's memory of it. It appears to be a bit exaggerated.
Alright, let's help reproduce the memory.
Somnium scan. Activate.
All right. Mental lock. Reproduce the fiery battle between Ota and the polar bear. Save Iris, save the world. Men just like heroes.
Curse you, polar bear. I will vanquish you.
Well, hi Sherpa Max, how's it going? That art was so awesome. I couldn't believe it. I saw the notifications on both like Instagram and not Instagram, on Blue Sky and Twitter, and I was like, oh wow, this art's so amazing. I love it. I love the alt like kind of dark gothic like aesthetic on him. I feel like I'd almost like to incorporate something of like that sort of like punkish kind of like rocker kind of feel if I do end up like sort of evolving the art style. And I think it's something where I think what got me about it was that like I think that usually when I do art of Rachna, like I try to make heads or tails of what his body looks like, because like there's just a lot of jacket, and I'm like, exactly how much, like how would it look without so much of the jacket and like a little bit more like form-fitting outfits. So like seeing him this like kind of just Like just sort of regular everyday kind of outfit, but something a lot less like puffier and something a lot more like of like this sort of form-fitting like rocker outfit. Now that's something that really is awesome. Thank you so much for that.
If I rush in, I'll slip on the ice and fall. Like this.
Still working on anatomy improvement. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, no, definitely. What's it called? Like, keep up the good work. So far, it's really awesome. Or so far, at least, I'm having a good time with the art that you sent me. Oh. Oh, he messed up. No, not the... Not this Puzz. Alright.
Damn it! If I go in like that, I'll have nothing to show for it. All of it amounts to nothing. What will I do?
I don't know what that was exactly, but the knowledge you gained might be useful.
I did not want to use my local storage space for this.
Alright, let's see. The icy floor. This is probably gonna be where I have to start.
The ice on the floor is slick.
I guess I gotta lie down. Came to me on a whim because I came across the thing I drew last year. I was like, wow, I hate this, so I wanted to make something for you again. Ah!
Cowabunga! Did my body
Cowabunga.
melt the ice?
But yeah, like, what's it called? This is really awesome. I'm really enjoying this sort of, I love the piercings and the sort of like eyeshadow. It's such a cool aesthetic. The headphones are a nice touch. Part of me's like, man, like, if I get like a new model or a retheme, like it'd be fun to kind of lean on the sort of rocker aesthetic. But I'm thinking like, if I'm going to workshop it with the alien thing, I think it would be like a nice jumping point in between like sort of radio DJ host Rockna and like, what's it called, the RAQ rock star sort of motif, but in that sort of like punkish, like dark gothic like appeal. It looks so good with the purple.
Iva, how hot are you?
Those who don't fight won't survive! Ah!
Let's see. Oh. Alright, one down. How are we going to help Oats out next with this this big fantasy of his? What's the next thing this polar bear is gonna do? Wrestling.
He's too strong! It sucks, but this is war after all!
How have you been, by the way? I've been doing pretty solid. This weekend I've been getting really ambitious, and I've been wanting to make like really intensive meal prep. I just get the urge to like make something at the moment. So I ended up taking on, I guess tomorrow afternoon I'm gonna be making some French onion soup in bulk. And I know throughout the week I'm planning on making some stroganoff and some chicken thighs. But like, this is going to be my big kind of like, I guess kind of like a little mini project. Because I realized that the gravity of making French onion soup requires like being at the pan for a while and having to stir a lot of it. Let's see.
Agent Dante, you've got 4 minutes.
Closest to the right side. Where am I? Ugh. Is it this one? Closest to the right side. Maybe it's this one.
A plate attached to the shelf. The cold has frosted over.
Let's see. Maybe a tiny and breathe on. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Gotta get better than he has. Fell off this week. Finals week is killing him. I understand. Sometimes it gets really, what's it called? It gets really hard to kind of keep up. Like with like what you need to make. I know especially on like off weeks. I think last week was my off week because I just had to make like some kind of stew. There was like another week. I think like 2 weeks before. I was like, I can't think of anything to make, so like I guess we're just gonna make sandwiches. And it was able to work for like a little bit, and I'm like, wait a second. There isn't so much I can do with this.
What is this?
What is this going to do?
We're out of options! Tessa!
Many avoided it.
If this was another, I would have died already. Next time.
If this was another,
Get me.
like the anime another?
Destiny.
I was like, wait a second. Is that a reference to what's it called? That Final Destination-ish show, another, where it was like every happenstance that happened was like somebody mysteriously dying tragically, and then everyone being like, why is everyone just dying tragically out of nowhere? I've never seen this game before. What is it about? Let me pull up a little, what's it called? Let's pull up the menu. Because the main story of this is that you play this detective named Date who goes inside of people's minds using like this kind of like sync device. And his partner here is this this girl named Aiba who lives inside of his eyeball as this little like hamster thing. He is what's it called? Sort of like, I guess, an adoptive father of this girl named Mizuki who despises him. But along the way, he finds out that Mizuki's mother and father have been tragically murdered. And now he has to find the mystery of who it is. Because all of them are missing an eyeball, just like he did like 7 years ago. Along the way, he ends up encountering Iris, who's kind of this internet idol who does some streaming, and then Ota, who's kind of the maniacal fanboy who's made sock puppet accounts for her. But along the way, we'll definitely start brushing into other characters, because this is a game that kind of likes to remind you, or at least kind of keep tabs on where you're at in the story, to make sure that you're all kept up to date and make sure that you understand everything about it. But it was made from the guy who made 999 and Zero Escape. I also learned from a wonderful viewer that what is it called? The artist behind this did the art for No More Heroes and the 3DS Fire Emblems. So you can kind of see it in some of the designs for like the other characters, like Date. But here we're inside of Ota's mind, this otaku guy. And like he just survived this big like kind of abduction. Him and the idol like survived an abduction from this like polar bear serial killer dude.
No, I will fight destiny.
So now we're inside of his mind, and he's kind of like in his like subconscious has made up this big grand fantasy about being this hero that saved her.
So he says.
Because all he did was like kind of pull the lever to make sure that she wasn't sawed in half, but he got stabbed before he could like, I guess, kind of go for the big grand hero thing that he's fantasizing. But after he survived it, you're just kind of going inside his mind to make sure that you kind of know
I'm the
full
one
well.
who has to help him.
We have to make Hero of Justice Ota
Like,
fight
if there's more information that you could find from his like dreams and subconscious. Let's see, this third one. Guess we just unlocked this forklift.
You have 3 minutes,
A
Dante.
forklift.
Let's see, let's use another timey to be able to condense this time. And sortie.
What? Sortie?
This is Ota's world, right? Your role in this dream is to assist Ota in his fight against the polar bear.
Lousy Ota. Thanks to him, my image as a cool intellectual has been destroyed.
Oh no. Yeah, the sense of humor in the game is really funny too. Where a lot of it's just like these really bitter jabs at like Date and like some of the other people in the circle. Not my reputation is going to be ruined.
All systems green. Synchronization rate, 6%.
My reputation is going to be ruined by being Ota's hero.
Now, cargo handling car. Forklift. Sortie.
Hey, forklift! Fork over that weapon now!
Alright, we got one out of the way. Started the forklift.
I can't stand. I'm weak.
Did he really help Iris like that?
We have no choice but to have Ota
It's
do
like,
it.
no, he
We
got
need
stabbed
him to
before
stand
he
up.
could. We have to do this funny situation. Let's see. Apparently, from what I heard. What? A crack in the wall somewhere. Oh. What? What? Thank you so much, Yuri Seraph. Let's see. Oh, back.
You have less than 2 minutes. Hurry.
I know. Just there we go. Oh,
What?
there we go. Oh, that's what they meant by this. It was the way to get there. Now I have to go see Ota. Alright, Ota. What's it called? You gotta get your stuff
Ota is
together.
still down.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, no. Use this timing. We gotta cheer him on. We gotta be like, go Ota, you're the best. You're the go Ota.
Ota will feel the worth of Iris's peace when he grasps it.
The ghost inside me whispered. That's right. I can't run away now. I can't sacrifice Tessa. Awaken the soul! There!
Oh, he really. That was really how it turned out. He really did try to fight him off of the box. Damn, at least he put up a good fight. It's like, don't worry, he survives this, but... Well, what's it called? This was part of, I guess, how we were able to figure out... how he saved how he saved Iris, but also gotten the knife wound. Let me turn on a light a bit. It always gets so dark in this room, and I'm like, even though there's a window here with light, it still's dark. I guess this is like a little corner of the office, so it's like a little where the shadows begin to like kind of sink in.
Sorry that I had to get rough with you, kid.
Seriously, dude? Come on.
So sorry, Ota. Date told me to be the bad
Oh yeah, this is my boss, known as Boss.
I did not.
Temper, temper.
Whatever. Anyway, Ota, I have some things I want to ask you. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Let me get right down to it. Your mother, Mayumi Matsushita, was at the warehouse, wasn't she?
What are you talking about?
Was she there?
Why would she be? That happened at 3 a.m. She was at home asleep.
Then why did we find evidence of the crime scene?
Evidence?
Sure, it might not prove she was there, but it makes it likely. The evidence is...
This chocolate. What's it called? We have a chocolate that showed up at the crime scene. I took it out of my pocket and showed him.
The Hodoroki man chocolate.
the same one I showed you at the hospital. I found it in the corner of the cold storage warehouse.
So? That doesn't prove anything.
Mayumi's fingerprints were on the package.
What?
You have a bad poker face, Ota. Your reaction tells me Mayumi didn't give this to you and you dropped it on your own.
That information is confirmed. Ota's fingerprints were not found on the package.
Mom isn't the killer!
I didn't say that she was. I'm saying that she was at the scene. And so were you.
Maybe she was there riding the forklift.
Wait a minute. Why do you think Mayumi isn't the killer, Ota?
Because I was face to face with that polar bear when we fought. I could tell it wasn't my mom, even through the costume.
His body language and
And
such.
no matter what happened, there's no way that my mom would stab me.
Why are you covering for her?
Covering?
I mean, it is my mom.
That's why you're lying to me, right?
I'm not.
Are you sure about that? You must have seen direct evidence of Mayumi being at the warehouse. But you're hiding that from us. Or maybe even you're starting to suspect her.
I am not.
Sure.
What are you accusing me of anyway? What do you think I'm hiding?
See, you're hiding this kitchen knife. Look at this. Now look
The
at
polar
this.
bear dropped the weapon in Ota's Somnium. It was the floral pattern kitchen knife. On the handle were the words, "Mom, I love you
Oh, that was the
always."
gift one.
Date, from this we can conclude that the knife...
I know.
Wait a second. I still don't think it's her though.
The kitchen knife with a floral pattern. Mom, I love you always is carved on the
I
handle.
know she wasn't a fan of Iris, but
Ota gave me that knife for Mother's Day when he was in elementary school. He knows how much I love flowery designs.
You were stabbed by that very same knife.
But I also think that she probably dropped it and the polar bear took it up.
How do you know that? The criminal ran away with the knife. No one was supposed to see it.
I knew it.
No, my mom didn't do it.
Then why did you not mention the kitchen knife earlier?
Because I know how it looks. I thought Mom would get accused. And then she would have been brought in here and interrogated. I didn't want to put her through that. And
And?
Damn.
Mom never liked Tessa. So maybe,
So it'd be super suspicious, but
just maybe,
she's also not that calculated because she's dealing with memory problems, like really bad ones.
Mom hired someone to kill Tessa. And she gave them that kitchen knife. I don't know. I thought of it that way. like that would ever happen. I know it sounds crazy, but after I saw that knife, I just lost it. Please, you have to believe me. Mom isn't a serial killer.
It would be odd if she
I
was.
agree.
You do?
I do. I don't think it's possible for Mayumi to have kidnapped Iris. Because
What's it called? We have 2 cars.
2 cars were parked in front of the warehouse. One was the van owned by the Matsushita family. Ota's fingerprints were detected on the driver's seat and steering wheel. Iris's fingerprints were detected on the passenger seat.
I like Oda's design. He kind of reminds me of a Pokemon character. It's really interesting because it's one of those things where it feels like when you go into like a lot of the designs, some of them kind of look like Speed Grapher. But then like, what's it called, with Ota and his family, a lot of them have like a little bit more like elaborate cartoonish kind of looks.
Yesterday at 10:33.
Like it kind of reminds me of like the difference in diversity in like the Danganronpa, like I guess like character designs, where some of them look like the standard Danganronpa character, and then like other ones that look like they're ripped straight out of like a cartoon.
It was parked at the Famisto along Koshu Highway. Ota explained his reasoning for stealing the car. He claims that while he was inside the Famisto, someone took off with the van, with Iris still inside. Ota decided to steal the station wagon parked nearby to give pursuit. Ota searched for the van in his stolen vehicle.
Or compared to everyone having like a little bit more like straightforward eyes, like something like this, where everything's really like closed and very tight eyes, like his are very like large and
Our
wide
investigation
and have this kind of like
determined that Iris and the van
exaggerated
were
kind of
one
like
before Ota
sort of
stole the station
design
wagon.
to it.
This puts the incident occurring at 10:32 p.m.
Let me see, because I know it's then this chocolate.
Todoroki Man chocolate. This was discovered in the corner of the warehouse. Mayumi Matsushita's fingerprints were found on the package. Mayumi purchased the chocolate yesterday at 10:33 p.m. The purchase was made at an 812 convenience store. The store was located approximately 100 yards from the Famisto where Ota stole the station wagon.
Hello, Angelic. How's it going? What's it called? We just went into Ota's mind and we saw that the knife that he was stabbed with was actually his mom's knife. So we're not sure how his mom got into the crime scene and how, like, what exactly her main connection is to the polar bear. Let's see. So we're getting 2 cars. That alone isn't enough. It would be those chocolates. E.
the Matsushita's van was stolen from the
She is
parking lot of
evil.
the station while Iris was in the
I
car.
don't know if the mom is evil because her memory is kind of not as good, but she definitely didn't like Iris. So, like, Ota himself is like, whoa, like, I kept this from you because it looks really bad.
That
All
was
this
yesterday
looks
at
really
10:32
bad for my
p.m.
mom, but there's also no way she could do it because, like, she has a hard time remembering a lot of things.
1 minute later at the 812, which was about 100 yards away, Mayumi bought the Todoroki Man chocolate. She entered the 812 about a minute earlier. This was all caught on security cameras at the store. That means it's impossible that Mayumi could have taken the van. And that means that Mayumi being the polar bear is also next to impossible.
Phew.
However, I can't completely clear her.
What?
You said it yourself. She could have hired someone to commit the crime.
But that was...
In any case, I need to hear from Mayumi herself. I need to hear her explain the chocolate, the knife. There's a lot to cover. I'm gonna head to Matsushita Diner.
What? Hey, wait a minute!
Don't worry.
We're not taking her down to the
I'm going
clink.
there to arrest her.
We're not bringing her to the interrogation room.
I'm going there to clear her of suspicion.
Really?
Yes,
You won't arrest her?
your mother wouldn't kill anyone. Right, Ota?
Thank you, Date.
As I look, Ota, I don't know how to break this to you, but we kinda had to arrest your mom. I know we said we couldn't, and we didn't, but just had to double check.
Sorry for the late night, Miss Matsushita. But I have some questions I need to ask you.
It looks like her shirt says hipster on it, but I know it's something different.
Could you spare some time?
The scarf is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
I finally remembered about the warehouse.
Oh, man. Good timing.
I did it.
You did what?
I did everything.
Wait a second. Wait a second. No, you didn't get into that costume. How did you learn how to live stream, like, what's it called? Like a murder scene? Also, there's no way that you would have killed, like, what's it called? Shoko's parent, or, what's it called?
I didn't
Mizuki's
do this
parents.
last night because I wanted to give you a chance to calm down. How are you, now that you've slept on it?
What are you talking about?
I'll be honest, I don't think you're the killer. You're giving us a false confession.
No, it's true.
You're
I
bullshitting me.
kidnapped that witch. I took her to the warehouse and
Put her on the table and pulled her eyeball out?
yes,
And the polar bear costume?
I bought it through mail order.
That sounds like a stumble. That was a hesitation. I bought it from mail order.
And you were the one wearing it?
Yes, that's right.
Date, the criminal has confessed. Arrest her immediately.
You got to the top of Abyss acting like that?
I heard that she used to be an actress.
Sounds about right.
It'll be mean to boss. Is boss over here? Oh, there's a camera. Camera used for interrogation. What other flavor text? There's pipes. Surveillance camera. There's gotta be some. Where's boss? There's the mirror. The mirror is reflected. She got anything under the table? Any iPads or iPods? Nope. Alright, all good. Let's see. Did you stab your own son?
Well,
You were in the polar bear costume, right?
Because that's like the big thing where it's like, wait a second, you didn't stab your son.
That means you stabbed him.
yes, I stabbed him with the knife I brought from home. I wasn't trying to hurt him. He fought me, and then it just...
Yeah, I feel like this, what's it called? This feels like BS. Because it's like you were at this scene, but like now you're just like, I'm gonna go full through with it. But that also doesn't, that only explains this instance. But the only way she would have to know the eyeball thing is if, what's it called? She knew what happened to Shoko and Renju. Because they died by having, like, being executed very elaborately, but also having their eyeball ripped off. She would have had to kill these two, and I don't think she has that time, or patience, or elaborate, like, kind of thought process at this point. Why would you do a copycat of a copycat of a copycat? Let's see. Why did you stream it online? How did you learn how to stream?
Because the world needs to see that witch die.
Just a quick question, Mayumi. Do you know
How's this
anything
girl
about online
doing, the
streaming?
blogger? She's kind of recovering at the moment. I don't think we got to see much of her. We only got to see a lot of, what's it called? Ota. But at the moment, Iris is still recovering, I think. So we're just waiting on the days to pass. Yeah, why did she fake a confession? I guess either maybe to cover for the killer or the killer threatened her.
I'm not stupid. I might be old, but...
Could you explain it to me?
Huh?
Step by step. Just tell me what you did.
I can't explain it in words. It's more like muscle memory.
Streaming from muscle memory.
I was able to get it working after trying a few times, that's all.
And me at like 65 trying to learn how to do face tracking, be like, I just kind of remember how OBS works. Hello everyone, Rachna from Beyond the Stars. Would you believe I'm using the same model I did when I was in my... Let's see, Why'd you kidnap Iris? This is probably her easiest question, because she hated Iris for taking attention away from her son.
My son is under that witch's spell.
New art idea, Grandpa Rachna just sitting at the table. Just like, hello everyone, I'm from Beyond the Stars.
Merchandise, concerts, she's bleeding him dry. I wanted to snap him out of it. I wanted to save him.
Oh, that was pretty easy. Why'd you take her eye out? Did you see it on the news?
Because I just hated her so much.
But the other ones had motives.
Killing her wasn't enough.
I wanted to just have a little extra zhuzh to it.
I picked them out of the garbage.
So I feel like this implicates you for at least a ton of other crimes you possibly couldn't have done.
Which garbage?
I don't remember.
Wait, did she say she found a laptop and camera in the garbage? That's nutty.
It's true. I planned the whole thing.
If they were thrown out, chances are they didn't work anymore, so you had to refurbish them really quickly. Hold on. That is not misogynistic saying, girl, that's crazy. Imagine someone's parent going after a VTuber their child spends all their money on. Oh no, that's gotta be really nuts. Be like, you bought too many, like, what's it called, sound packs for this, like, industry VTuber. So I'm going to set up a live stream of me, like, really laying into them.
What do you know about the Cyclops killer? We call the criminal we're after the new
It's
Cyclops
like, I'm
killer.
in my 60s, but I managed to learn how to use streaming devices just so that I can have this murder revenge thing.
I know. They killed Shoko Nadami and Renju Okiura.
Oh, you did the research.
That's right. Both corpses were found with their left eye pulled out. Same as Iris. This leads us to believe that the crimes were all committed by the same person.
Because that would make a little more sense.
So this person in the polar bear costume, they are the new Cyclops killer. And you're telling me that person is you?
Hey look, don't blame TV news, because TV news doesn't make killers, they just make killers more creative.
You killed Shoko and Renju?
Sorry, the Scream quote just kind of was like, wait a second. Did you just get that idea from the news and you were like, let's get creative with this?
Yes, I killed them.
That's a lot. Okay, now you have to answer 50 million questions relating to those murders, because those were taken at different times, different places. You had to learn how to use different equipment. Let's see. Let's keep on prying. When and how did you kill her?
Well, I don't remember.
Ah,
What do you mean you don't remember? Do you really think that lie is gonna work?
I have a memory disorder. I don't always remember everything. It's not my fault.
But you remember the cold storage warehouse.
There are times I remember and times I don't remember.
'cause the carousel is close, but the cafe
It
where you killed
changes.
Renju wouldn't have been.
Date, Mayumi is not lying about that in particular. There are circumstances that might cause selective memory.
I like this type of gameplay. This is like Ace Attorney, and I love that. Yeah, I feel like this is pretty close to that sort of gameplay where it's sort of like this visual novel, but you have to kind of pick out little parts of information and evidence to kind of be able to make sense of it. It's interesting because this game has this sort of thing where it kind of operates off of like more of a like menu or flowchart, where depending on your choices, it's just something where you could feasibly like kind of go into different paradigm shifts based off of like which route you took. So you could feasibly have gone on different branches depending on what choices you made along the way. Like these blank spaces are just things where if like when you sync with somebody you made different choices, like you'd be on different paths. But in the process of a lot of this, you would also end up finding out new details and new information about people. Sometimes people live and people die depending on what choices you made in the Somnium, where you, like where I did that Ota thing earlier. When you go into someone's dream and you make different choices based off of what you interacted with, it can mean the difference between like somebody living and somebody dying, or learning more about somebody versus learning less about somebody.
For whatever reason, her memory might not have been stored properly in her mind. This is not uncharacteristic for those suffering from dementia.
What was your motive? Why would you kill those
Isn't
ones?
Rinju Okura the president of that awful company where the witch works?
I mean, that's a pretty easy motive.
He's just as responsible, using her to steal
But
time and
Shoko,
money
though.
from vulnerable kids. And I'm sure he was debaucherous and degenerate. That man is the
Oh, don't be
root
rude of
all
Renju.
evil.
He was Date's friend.
That's why I killed him.
But why Shoko? She's like kind of unreal.
Rinju's ex-wife, right? I did it to get to him.
But the two divorced 4 years ago.
Yeah, he was already seeing another guy, like by that point.
That doesn't matter. The bonds of matrimony
I
are
want to egg
eternal.
him on by killing his ex-wife.
In your opinion,
I feel like by that point you wouldn't have gotten to Renju though. You would just work your way up and just kill the people around him before getting to him afterwards.
I don't think Renju felt the same way.
You are really starting to aggravate me. I answered your questions, so there.
Oh, hydrate. That's perfect. It's like I could use some actual water. It does look like that shirt says hipster. Alright, why are you lying?
I am not lying.
You do know that perjury is a crime, right?
I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I killed Shoko and Rinju, and I tried to cut that demon witch in half.
Date, there's no point in letting this go on. She's clearly lying.
You seemed convinced earlier.
I was kidding. I don't think she's the killer.
I am the killer. I am.
Right now, we have to rely on hard evidence. The Odoroki Man chocolate that Mayumi bought was found at the warehouse.
If Mayumi was at the scene before Ota,
She may have seen the criminal's face.
You know what I'm going to say, right?
Not put her in this Somnium.
Date, sync with her.
Oh, damn. Another sync.
Pewter, we're going to sync with Mayumi Matsushita. Prepare the machine.
Oh yeah, and Pewter is the, what's it called? Is like the technician slash creator of like the sync devices that you'd use to go into people's memories. Weird that she claims to be a killer as if she's defending a real one. Yeah, because I feel like if I was to kind of think of something like that, like she probably has a reason to, I guess, prevent people from learning about the killer's identity. And if I'm a betting man, or betting alien, I would imagine that a part of this is probably I think they probably would have threatened the people around her if like they found out who the identity of the killer was.
Well...
So she's keeping it a secret to protect others.
What happened?
The sync machine isn't operating to capacity. Yesterday's sync, well, suffice to say, Ota and Date were not too compatible.
It's like, how good that you are an handsome alien. Oh, thank you.
Compatible?
I'll give you the big picture. To get the synchronization working properly, I had to push the machine pretty hard. And now, it's not responding.
Oh man, we can't keep sinking,
How long will it take to fix?
or the machines are gonna start stinking.
16 hours.
Recently watched a stream from a guy playing a game about aliens for 7 hours straight. What kind of game was it? I think the last time I saw somebody play like an alien heavy game was, what's it called? Uzi Oozborn, who's like a really awesome streamer. And they were playing, what's it called? Destroy All Humans, which was like an old PS2 game that got like a HD re-release. It was horrible because the ending teased us for 7 hours. Oh.
You've got 8.
But that's impossible.
So we can't sync yet, huh?
But we need to, or this investigation is going nowhere.
Date, I suggest we go to Matsushita Diner.
Gonna gather more evidence.
We may be able to find some clues.
Good idea.
I tell Boston Peter now. I let Boston Peter
Pewter,
know.
we're counting on you for those repairs. I'll be back in 6 hours.
But you said 8. Please, you have to give me at least 8.
That Pewter, always so humble. He'll have it done in 6.
Yeah, Pewter is just that kind of guy, you know?
Hey, this is a hostile.
Hey guys,
work
stop
environment.
bullying Pewter. That's not nice. He's already said it would be like 18 hours at least. You're all pushing him to do even less.
Why would Mayumi lie?
She is probably protecting someone.
Oh, I love driving scenes. These are my favorite just because of how really silly they are. Because in my eyesight, like, I can see different things in variations. Like, I can see, like, an extra vision of, like, this, like, entity that lives in my eye. But it also means I can kind of entirely cover the entire, just, front of the car. So it looks like he's just really distracted.
But who?
Surely you know by now. There is only one person Mayumi would want to protect that badly.
His son Ota. Who is Mayumi covering for? It's pretty obvious. It's like, let's exhaust the options. Let's do Iris. That's hilarious. She hates her the most.
Mayumi hates Iris. I doubt she would protect her.
Yeah, covering up that windshield with just nothing.
You're right.
Let's go for Ota.
It's Ota.
It has to be.
Oh, baby.
Does Mayumi think Ota is the killer?
Last night, Ota left Matsushita Diner with Iris. Mayumi saw the whole thing.
But Ota was stabbed in the stomach. by
Man,
the
I really love that this is really covering up the entire screen. How on earth is he able to focus on driving?
Does Mayumi not remember that?
No, that isn't quite it. It is possible that she thinks Ota is responsible for everything.
She thinks Ota stabbed himself?
Yes.
Why would he do that?
Before I explain, I would like to hear your thoughts.
Oh, I guess maybe she thought that Oda staged it so that he can look like a hero in front of her.
What do you think about the possibility that Ota is the new Cyclops killer?
Wait a second.
Possible.
Why?
Let's see. I mean, I guess he would have been stabbed. Let's see. Iris had her eye taken out. The van was stolen. Yeah, I guess Iris had her eye taken out.
Iris had her left eye pulled out. Ota would never do that.
Have you considered that she pulled it out herself?
What?
Wait a second.
Or even asked Ota to do it? Perhaps she ordered him to.
That would have been silly. That's a really serious, like, injury.
The van was stolen while Iris was in the passenger seat. We know that whoever did it is the culprit we're looking for.
There is a chance that Iris was not in the passenger seat. She could have been driving.
How so?
Iris could have taken the wheel herself and driven to the warehouse.
But forensics only found Ota's fingerprints on the wheel.
That can be explained. It is possible that Iris covered her fingertips with her sleeves.
Wait a second. Yeah, in the Somnium, you would think that he would have had some kind of lingering imagination of doing the killer stuff instead of him imagining himself in a grandiose version of what happened.
In yesterday's Somnium, Ota and the polar bear.
That was just a dream. It doesn't necessarily reflect what happened in reality. In short, Ota and Iris are accomplices. This was all a performance.
A performance?
Iris drove the Matsushida's van. Ota drove the station wagon. They went to the warehouse separately. Then, they prepared the live stream. Iris anesthetized her left eye and removed it. Either that, or she asked Ota to extract it. After that, Iris took her position on the table, and Ota donned the polar bear costume and started the saw. Consider this. In the stream, Ota and the polar bear were never on screen at the same time.
True. That means Ota went off camera, took off the costume, and then...
That also feels way too elaborate, though.
Stay away from Tessa!
Perhaps Mayumi witnessed the entire event. It is also possible that Mayumi knew what the two were up to.
So she lied to protect Ota.
Yes, but this is only a theory.
A game theory. That feels a little too extravagant.
The possibility that Iris killed Shoko and Renju.
Then, this whole thing was to get her off the suspects list. That's why she pulled out her eye and had Ota stab himself. It makes it look like there's another criminal involved.
I will repeat myself in saying that this is only a theory.
A game theory.
It is one of many possibilities.
It's possible, but I don't think it's very likely.
Because then I also remember there was like a random instance where if you did like the iris the iris sync wrong, then both of them die. So it's like,
They wouldn't go that far just to avoid
what would have
suspicion.
been the situation like
Date, you
if
must
they were
consider
like
the
survived
mental
it like
state of the serial
now?
killer. Shoko and Renju were both exposed and displayed. And they both had their left eye removed while they were still. Whoever our killer is, it is clear that they are sociopathic or even psychotic.
We can't rule anything out.
Be right back a sec. I just have to stop by the restroom. Sorry. I'm back. Just had to, what's it called? To go a sec.
Ota, why are you?
I kind of fibbed.
Why did you arrest Mom? You said you were gonna clear her. Why?
She confessed to me. She did everything. We're trying to clear your mom's name, but she doesn't want it. Hey, it's Turbo Granny. I was distracted by a call, but you asked what game it was. Oh yeah, I was asking about the alien one. But what's it called? I remember there was one called the Destroy All Monsters. Let's see, Ota. No, Destroy All Humans. That was really interesting. I want to play. I don't even remember his fucking name. I imagine if you saw this stream and the game was disappointing, then it must not have been worthwhile to remember the name or anything. There's a photo in front of Ota. It's probably a family one. Let's see, why are you here?
When I was in the hospital, the police came to me. They told me that my mom confessed. I couldn't believe it, so I went to the police station. But because she was under investigation, they wouldn't let me see her. After that, I didn't feel like going back to the hospital. That's why I'm here.
It's not like Mayumi's under arrest.
You asked me why your mom was arrested earlier, but she isn't under arrest.
Just in custody.
What?
I spoke with her as part of my investigation, yes. But as a source of valuable information, not as a suspect. Mayumi confessed, but it's highly likely that she's lying. So we haven't issued a warrant for her arrest.
That's what I've been saying! Mom didn't do it, she's innocent!
But she kept blabbing about it, so we kind of have to ask her out of obligation. Is Iris the criminal?
Word is going around. Maybe Iris was the one who killed Shoko and Renju. And you and her planned this warehouse incident to get her off our suspects list.
No way! Tessa had her eye.
Yeah, that's where it starts to make a lot less sense. Where it's like, why would she agree to be crazy enough to have her eye ripped out for the express purpose of this, like, suspects list scheme?
She could have pulled it out herself. Or asked you to do it.
That is very dumb.
You're kidding me, right? Do you really think I would do that?
No.
I was fighting for my life against the criminal.
Hey, it wasn't me who floated this. It was Iris. No, it was Aiba. Blame my eyeball for suspecting Iris for this.
That wasn't caught on camera, though. Neither was the part where you got stabbed.
You're saying that
It wouldn't be the first time you faked something, would it, Ota? Oh, what's it called? I should probably play the actual thing, because I accidentally skipped quite a bit of it.
Saying that I stabbed myself?
It wouldn't be the first time you faked something, would it, Ota?
The sock puppet accounts. I think there's a difference between sock puppet accounts and, like, what's it called, staging a murder.
You...
Did you stage the warehouse incident?
I'm telling you I didn't!
Then why is Mayumi protecting you?
Mom is protecting me?
Your mother is stubborn. She's lying to us because she's protecting someone. The only person I can think of would be you.
Why?
Apparently she thinks that you're the criminal.
Why would she think that?
Your guess is as good as mine. Got any ideas?
I guess because you just know technology.
Maybe because of her condition. Mom has dementia. Maybe her memory is just mixed up.
About Mayumi's dementia.
Everything is my fault. It's because of me that Mom is... I know how it looks now, but back in the day, the diner was doing pretty good. You know Bloom Park is close by here, right? People who visited the park would stop here a lot. But ever since the explosion 8 years ago...
The chemical plant accident?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're just barely outside of the restricted area, but...
So I feel like one of the nice things about this game is also they're very quick to brush you up on things that you might have, like, I guess kind of either forgotten or remind you of things that are very important to the case, like Bloom Park being where, like, the first murder happened, being the site that was, like, part of this, like, big chemical explosion that kind of quarantined off the area and shut down a lot of places, but also kind of acted as, like, a big power grab from this one politician who might likely be tied to a lot of this. But
because Bloom Park closed, the number of customers dropped by a lot. The diner didn't last much longer. When this place closed, Dad started working at a Chinese restaurant chain during the day. And he was a security guard and traffic cop at night. Mom worked as a janitor. And we're both working hard and barely got any sleep.
And you?
I was just a high school student at the time. I was such a dumbass. I thought it was totally normal to have both parents working, so I didn't even get a part-time job. And they bought me a PC and idol concert tickets. I had it good. But we were drowning in debt.
that
And there's a loan on the house and the diner. Mom and Dad didn't let this place go. There are too many memories here to give it up. So they slaved day and night to keep it open. They worked and worked and worked. Thanks to them, I was even able to go to a good university, but... right after I started, Dad...
Passed away?
Yeah. He had a heart attack. From overwork. But even then, I didn't get it, you know? I didn't appreciate how hard they worked for me. Even when I wasn't taking college seriously and getting bad grades, my mom didn't say a thing. She just smiled and told me that it was okay. Even when I told her I was going to drop out. Mom, I'm thinking of dropping out of college.
What? Why do you want to do that, Ota?
I decided that I'm going to become a writer.
Wow, a writer. Well, that's a good goal to have. But you really should finish college. You work so hard to get in.
You don't understand, Mom. A writer has to put all of their time into their creativity. I won't have time to go to classes.
I want to look at something a moment. What's his job? Self-declared light novel author. So he really hasn't been able to find anything since then.
Plus, I'm friends with the editor of a publishing company. I'm definitely going to have my first book published.
Is that right? Well, Ota, if you say so, I won't stop you. Do what makes you happy. You'll turn out just fine. I know you can do it. And no matter what happens, Mom will always be on your side, okay? Forever and ever. I'll always support you, Ota.
Man. Oh, I'm so sorry, bro. That was a lie, right?
Yeah, how do you guess? It was really just a few texts back and forth. But I was thrilled. I thought I could make it as a writer because of that. But it's impossible. I know there's no way I can be a writer. I've never even finished writing a novel. Not even once. I always give up after the first 5,000 words. To even apply for the amateurs contest, you have to submit 10 times that.
I gotta look at how far I've gotten with mine, because I'm at least probably like 5 chapters in, but it is still a very much work in progress that's been for like a couple years. So I'm like, man, like I'm just now, like, I think as soon as I started streaming a lot more, like around 2024, like at the very beginning of this year, I hit like a major stride and completely just like have like an entire kind of story planned out from start to finish. And I was like, man,
Mom, she's still...
I did kind of have to rewrite quite a bit of it, but I'm like, man, like I'm at like somewhat of a good place. The only problem is I've hit a bit of a slump. So now I just have to work my way back into like writing the dialogue and then working my way from there.
She kept supporting me.
I think I just need to write the script. Like write out all of like the dialogue first and then work my way through there. Because I can write conversations pretty easily, but then it's like descriptions where I'm like, maybe I'm getting a bit overindulgent with it. I feel like a lot of practice I'd gotten was mostly through like fan fiction. So on like Archive of Our Own, I have like a few fanfics. One of them is pretty safe for work and the other is very not. And the one that's not safe for work is probably my latest one, which was from like earlier this year. And it was writing practice just to see like, okay, like what's my approach for getting a small project like this done? Is it like writing the dialogue first? Is it writing the dialogue and description in tandem? As it turns out, the dialogue was usually what I was able to get through pretty quickly. When did Mayumi's illness start?
Not long after I quit college. Mom was always smiling at me. But I think she was starting to slip mentally. One day.
Oh, what's wrong, Ota? Do you have the day off from school?
Are you being sarcastic?
Oh, right. You don't attend anymore. Oopsie, I totally forgot.
How can you forget your own son's career choice?
Sorry. Anyway, are you hungry? You haven't eaten anything since this morning, have you?
Are you kidding?
What?
I ate breakfast and lunch already.
Oh, did you?
You know, it's raising your voice.
And by the way, Ota, what's living at the dorms like?
Why are you making fun of me?
I'm not teasing you, honey.
Don't fuck with me!
Oh man, saying fuck at your mom, damn. Listen to the rest of the story.
Mom got sick because I'm such a piece of shit. I was only thinking about myself. I didn't take care of her. I was so stupid, I didn't realize she was sick. I thought she was messing with me. I was so cruel to her for no reason. And she got worse and worse.
Man, what's it called? The actors are really going all out. Zach's really putting his all into this.
What's that picture?
Probably the family photo. I would have turned the frame over so I could see it.
Looking at this photo reminds me. One time, when I was a kid, I said something really bad to Mom and Dad, and they scolded me for it. And it's not like it was an apology or anything, but Dad and I gave her a Mother's Day gift. My mom was so happy that she cried.
The knife.
That's what this photo is from.
did it turn out like this? I'm such a bad son. Hey, Aiba.
What is it?
I don't like Ota one bit. But I can't imagine that this guy's the criminal.
Why is that?
Hearing his story made me think that he's not such a bad guy.
Your presumption is illogical.
Human beings are logical. We're not like you AI. We can't be logical all the time. But we make up for it in one very important way.
What is that?
Intuition.
Do you find that useful?
At times. Aiba, let's go back to the cold storage warehouse. We might be missing something.
Understood.
You're like, but this is a very dramatic moment. You can't just incriminate people while they're like sobbing. I guess we can't really have fun with, what's it called? These like beer posters or anything. Or with Turbo Granny here. Alright, Arbor Warehouse District. Going back to the warehouse. Once again.
Date, weren't you going to check the warehouse?
But of course.
I was, but a thought occurred to me.
It's like, I still haven't... A barrier. A red barrier line wraps around the scene. I'm like, wait a second. That's the future, baby. Having fucking, what's it called? Like, force fields instead of yellow tape. Nutty stuff. The police officer does not have new info. Also has no... I guess maybe checking the cars.
Aiba, who drove the van here?
There are two possibilities. Either Iris or the criminal who kidnapped Iris.
And Mayumi?
Considering the time that she purchased the chocolate, that would be almost impossible. The van was hijacked from the Famisto parking lot at 10:32 p.m. At that time, Mayumi was in the 812 convenience store more than 100 yards away.
Almost certainly not her. Forklift. And this car.
Aiba, are you sure that Ota took this car?
As I've already explained, the security cameras at the Famisto parking lot saw the entire incident clearly.
So it was definitely Ota who drove it here.
Well, what if it got hijacked in the middle of it?
Why are you stating the obvious?
We found the chocolate Mayumi bought on the floor of the cold storage warehouse. But that doesn't prove she was actually at the scene. If she was, how did she get here? She wasn't in the van or the station wagon.
Of course, a different car. I will search for all vehicles that were in this area from Sunday night to Monday morning.
Man, we didn't think to do that earlier. She got a result in no time.
Found one hit. A taxi.
Where's that taxi now?
It is parked in Lemniscate's parking lot.
At Lemniscate? Why?
Unknown. But we should speak with the driver immediately.
Alright, let's go to Lemniscate. Speaking of eyes, my right eye feels really sore. I should put on the blue light glasses. But the eye tracking doesn't like them. Let's see.
Hey, got a minute?
I think this kind of works.
Are you talking to moi?
I didn't expect this to be the dude's voice.
Date, Now is not the time to be distracted by this old man's diction.
Mind if I ask you what you're doing here?
Moi? I am but a humble taxicab driver.
There we go.
I'm with the police. I have some questions for you.
Let's see. What is Moi doing here?
I have just finished conveying my client from Temeke Sano's studio. I was informed that the visit here would be brief, and thus I have decided to wait in this lobby.
Oops, sorry. About Mayumi. Before I arrived at Lemnis Gate, I got a picture of Mayumi from Abyss. I showed this to the driver.
Did you drive this passenger on Sunday night?
Oh, I did indeed. I remember her well. The old hag.
Oh, don't be mean.
Old hag.
I took her on a tour of the streets of Tokyo. Our ultimate destination was the warehouse district in Ariake.
Why didn't you report this to the police?
Reported?
You don't know about the incident at the cold storage warehouse? It was all over the news.
No, I'm afraid not. Newspapers and television news programs have never been much of an interest to moi.
This guy speaks like he's the killer. It's like, oh, I didn't report anything because Moi does not see that as such. Even kind of has the polar bear's build.
I recall it was around 10 in the evening. Near the Kabasaki district, an unassuming restaurant named Matsushita Diner. That's where I picked up the old hag. And as soon as she stepped foot in my conveyance, she was already barking orders at me. Follow that van, hurry! I must admit, I found it rather exciting, just like an old chase film.
An
I,
old
of course,
chase film.
insisted that I be paid up front. We pursued the van for roughly half an hour. Suddenly, the van came to a halt at a convenience store.
He kind of sounds like that one dude that like bought crack from what's his name, Thugnificent in the Boondocks, where he was like this really posh gentleman who's like, "Pardon me, but this crack is quite singed. I need to speak with whoever made this immediately."
The Famisto along Koshu, right?
Precisely right. I am surprised you know that. In any case, I knew that the jig would be up if we were seen following the van. So I decided to drive past it. I parked at the 8 store, but 100 yards from there. While waiting for the object of our pursuit to make its next move, the old hag suddenly spoke up. "I have to buy something," she declared, then made her way into the 8.
This must be
In the
where
old
you bought
7-Eleven.
the Todoroki Man chocolate.
A few minutes later, the old hag finished making her purchases and walked out. And then, at that very moment, I witnessed the van jet off at great speed down Koshu. I hurried the old hag inside my vehicle, then resumed the chase. We followed them for roughly half an hour more.
I see. If the driver's story is correct, Mayumi did not know that Ota was left behind at the Famisto.
Mayumi thought Ota was in the van the whole time.
Listen to the rest of the story.
We then arrived at a splendid manor. The van entered the premises through the front gate and disappeared from view. We, of course, could not follow, so we waited outside. I estimate another 10 minutes passed. The front gate opened once again, and the van drove out, and we pursued. But 30 minutes later, our pursuit was foiled again.
What happened?
The van drove into the restricted Kabasaki district. The old hag, of course, demanded that I follow. But I was not about to risk my license and livelihood. Instead, I parked on the road and waited for the van to drive back the way it came. But of course, we knew it might not take the same road back. In fact, we were not even sure the van would be coming back at all. But the old hag was not keen on giving up, so we we began our stakeout.
Listen to the rest of the story.
About 45 minutes later, the date had changed at this point. It was 12:25 a.m. on Monday.
How do you remember the time so well?
Well, you see, I always keep my radio dial on the same station. I remember precisely which programs were playing during this endeavor. Thus, I can approximate the time.
I see. Please continue.
At 12:25 a.m., the old hag's tenacious gamble paid dividend. The van returned down the same street. And thus, we again made pursuit. I kept considerable distance. We had come so far, I did not want to get caught now. But my caution backfired. I lost sight of the van in the Ariake warehouses. Without so much as a thank you, the old hag popped open the door and took off toward the warehouses. I waited for some time, but the old hag did not return. The goose was cooked at this point, so I made the decision to return home. I am glad I had the foresight to ask for payment in advance.
I have one more question.
I follow your story. I have one more question. Where is this manor the van stopped at?
Oh, every taxi driver in the city knows that residence. It is the personal home
Oh.
of Congressman
Oh,
Sajima.
man.
Sajima?
Oh, it is tied to the scandal.
Why did the van go to So's house?
We need to speak with him immediately.
Hey, dude, you're tied to a lot of murders.
Agreed. Let's move.
Oh, I can't ask him about where he's from. Oh, hey, the receptionist. This is gonna be a boob joke, isn't it? Reception desk.
Date, look! An antlion! Yay! Go, antlion!
Ive has a strange fascination with insects. Reception desk. Potted plant. The logo. Company logo. Lemon Escape.
Ah, this is Magnus Spiel.
How do you know?
Magnus Spiel's promo video is playing. This guy really loves his idols. Abstract painting.
Oh, have you taken note of the painting?
What name have you come up with for this one?
It is titled Lions Fishing. Carpe diem.
No, it isn't. This was a lot of different names. Everyone else keeps coming up with a new name.
Featured. Anyone can run a pyramid scheme. I believe I'll purchase that on my way home.
Oh boy, I can't wait to scam people.
There's no one here.
Indeed.
I don't see So or his bodyguards.
I do not detect them either.
Let's go inside. Hey, Iba. Do you smell something funny?
You are aware that I do not possess the sense of smell, correct?
Oh, right.
Oops. Let's look at this pot.
There's something strange about this vase.
This vase.
Ugh.
There's something inside
is
of
it?
it.
This is definitely where the smell is coming from.
A dead guy.
Is there something inside?
Maybe, but the opening is covered by a metal plate.
The lid is fixed with a bolt. It will not open easily.
Yeah.
Then, as is standard procedure,
Alright. Whoa! It killed him! Holy shits.
What the?
Date, destroy the vase.
Got it.
Whoa, and they disembodied him quite a bit. Holy. I guess based off the smell, it's probably been some time. Holy lord, that is a difficult one.
Sosajima?
We thought you were tied to the murders, but now, holy.
That is the head of Sosajima.
Left eye is hollowed out.
This is most likely
Yep,
a
the
crime
eye.
committed by the new Cyclops killer.
Yeah, this is it's like, I didn't think that was gonna happen. I was like, wait a second, that dude's like probably the one guy I thought was going to be the killer. And it's like, wait a second, a smell. That's like somebody died and it's either him or the bodyguard. Nope. This is him. Cut into pieces, disembodied. Yeah, this is a pretty gross one. This is pretty gnarly stuff. Let's see. Low table. Yeah, I feel like some of the violence in this game is really heavy. Like when you see what's his name, like, oh no, I gotta like sift through. That's so nasty.
Do you have an estimated time of death?
Yeah, ugly games. Ah.
Today,
Ah,
11
sorry.
a.m. and noon.
Ah. Ah.
That's about
Again?
when I was talking to Ota at Matsushita Diner.
At that time,
Yeah, when they killed Renju, I was like thoroughly disgusted. I was like, what? Like, they put this guy on a fish hook that's so nasty.
That means Ota, Mayumi, and Iris couldn't possibly...
That clears everyone of suspicion.
Assuming that this is the work of a single killer, those three can be eliminated from the list of suspects.
Ota, Mayumi, and Iris are not the new Cyclops.
Be like, this completely rewrites everything about the warehouse incident.
Right.
We gotta completely forget about that. Let's get Mayumi's ass out of that precinct. Oh no, I don't want to investigate any more of this. It's skin crawling.
By the way, why is there no one in the mansion? No bodyguards, no housekeepers.
I do not know.
Does So have family?
Sosajima's wife died in labor 30
Oh,
years
no.
ago, giving birth to their son. Their son is currently living abroad.
Do you think the son might have...
So lived here alone?
Okay. Hopefully this is a good way of being able to gauge, or a good way of being able to soften exactly the kind of nastiness of this.
Do you find that suspicious?
No, just...
Don't have a way of knowing. Look, boss.
Date, a call from Pewter.
Oh, pewter.
Connect me.
Date, the sync machine is up and running. You can sync with Mayumi now.
We won't need that because of the...
Oh, thanks, Pewter. But there are more pressing matters now.
Did something happen?
Something happened.
Yeah, I found Sosajima's body. With the left eye hollowed out.
What?
I'm at the Sajima household. Send the investigation team over.
Why so?
I can answer your questions
so
when I get back to
serious?
Abyss.
Got it.
Date, what is your plan? Wait until crime scene investigation arrives?
No, there's something I need to do. If that taxi driver was telling the truth, Mayumi was at the warehouse yesterday. And we know the chocolate we found at the scene was hers. Maybe she saw something. Maybe she knows something we don't. Some kind of clue or information about the culprit.
Then,
Yeah, we're gonna sync with Mayumi.
Alright. Might have to do another break because I feel like I need to go to the restroom. The aliens room. Let's see.
Date, a large-scale investigation of Sosajima has already begun. At this
Doesn't matter. The sync is what's important. If we sink into Mayumi's brain, that might help us find the real culprit.
I understand. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Then let's begin.
Where am I?
Sorry, I'm gonna be right back a moment. All right. Why am I drowsy? I just had some coffee. Now I have some tea.
Where is this?
It's 2 p.m., Grandpa. Oh no, it is 2 p.m.
Silly me. This is my house.
I've been waking up a lot earlier recently because, like, what's it called? Amana's work is a little earlier, so I'm just kind of like always up by default. Well, let me get this out. So I feel like recently I've been waking up more around like the 5s when I used to just kind of wake up around the 6s. And that ends up leaking out into the weekend where it's like, wait a second, you can't have me waking up at 4 and then what's it called? Give me like maybe an hour or so left to
Huh?
wake up before then.
What happened to me?
This is Matsushita Diner, though it looks odd. Likely an effect of the dementia.
Then we need to help remind her.
Do you think such a thing can be done?
This diner means everything to Mayumi. If we do what we did last time and reproduce the actions from Mayumi's memories, we could help her remember
See, because I
everything.
know there's like a very specific thing about this Somnium,
Is this what you call your intuition?
where I might have to restart this, I guess, what's it called? The dream if I don't get like a certain
Told you
number.
it was useful.
Well, if we must. Somnium scan! Activate!
Mental lock 1. Mental lock 2. I gotta check the time and the date. If I get negative numbers, I might not be able to finish the entire dream. Reproduce Mayumi's past to invoke her lost memories. Alright, let's see that clock.
A wall clock.
Let's see. Check the time.
The hands have stopped.
Then let's let's check the calendar.
A calendar.
Today's date is...
The calendar reads 2 months ago.
I think that might be good. Open the sliding door. There we go. Do our normal
Sliding door at
routine.
the entrance. Who could that be?
Right, let's say Tadaima. Tadaima, O Kairi. Oh, the timing will not be used. Proceed.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Ota. You're late today.
Home.
Are you not hungry? Today's dinner is omelet rice. Your favorite. Dad isn't back yet, but you can start eating.
Again? I'm okay. I ate already.
But
I'm fine.
Ota, wait. Ota?
Part of the diner has manifested.
Maybe this is one of the memories she forgot. It must be important to her, though.
It looks like a sad memory.
Doesn't matter if it's sad, it's still important.
It's one that we can use to be able to go out and about. Let's check the bit.
Agent Dante, you've got 5 minutes.
It's the phone. Maybe try picking it up?
Roger.
My husband? Question mark. Maybe I'll use a timey.
My husband.
Yes, Matsushita Diner. Yes. Well, yes. Yes.
Oh.
What? My husband!
No, acting out really.
Why? How could this happen?
The moment he found out she passed away. Heard about Mr. Matsushita's death.
The diner has changed again. However,
These memories aren't all happy, but they are all significant.
if this continues, will it not have a negative effect on Mayumi?
Maybe. But we have to see this through.
I can see everything she's been shouldering to this point.
Understood. A delicious cake.
Wonder who it's for.
Let's see. Congratulations, Ota. Let's see. I think maybe I can use... Let's see. Not a demerit one. Because 40 seconds isn't first. I think maybe I could use it without the timing.
A delicious cake. Congratulations, Ota.
I'm home.
Ota! Congratulations on getting into the university, son! Congratulations!
Hooray!
Oh, I guess you get to see the father in motion. Huh? Cheered for Ota.
Hooray! Hooray!
Ota was quite the spoiled child, wasn't he?
Definitely had a lot of growing up to do. But that's what makes him so important to Mayumi.
I see.
Let's see the letter.
Agent Date, you've got 4 minutes.
It's an envelope. So this is a bank statement. The Matsushita family's loan.
This I might have to use a timing on. Alright, let's do our best.
Let's do our best.
Oh.
We have to keep supporting Ota.
Okay. We'll work harder for Ota's dream.
We reproduced another painful memory.
No, not quite.
Are you certain? Mayumi was under a heavy burden of
I guess
debt and
because she was
stress
close
running
with
the
her
diner.
husband, it was a little happier.
It's true. But sometimes hardship is worth it.
Is that so?
Let's see. This one. Side of the tape. Oh.
What?
There we go. Alright, 3 autographs.
Autographs decorate the wall.
Let's see, let's start with the one on the left. Shave off this one. That's a lot. Like, that's pretty beefy. At 90?
Go?
Who is that?
Unknown. I can't picture the face.
Hongo.
Autographs decorate the wall.
Middle. These are pretty bad ones. Oh, no, no!
Oh,
No, no, don't use that one. Okay. Fuck.
Autographs decorate.
You have
Oh.
3 minutes, Date.
How do I rewind? Let's see. Let's see, lock 3. I think this might be the... Let's see, determined to do my best. Then the next one is this.
What?
The table. Then interact with the autographs. The envelope was already interacted with. Alright, the autograph.
Autographs decorate the wall.
We'll start the timing for this left one. Let me actually use this half a one. For the one on the left here.
Who is
Unknown.
So I'm probably gonna have to use some of the beefier ones.
Autographs decorate the wall.
You have
For
3 minutes, Date.
the one up here.
Who is that?
Enoshima.
Unknown. But I hope we will find out.
Wait a second, there's bears. Wait a second. There's like bears on here. Enoshima's last name is the last name of Junko, who is like the main culprit of Danganronpa 1. Is this a Danganronpa? Oh. Oh, these are all different characters.
Autographs decorate the wall.
I think Hongo might be Silvercase, maybe. These are all little fun, like, kind of like Easter eggs. Oh, that's so fun. Actually, none of the timies make sense here. So
Autographs decorate.
I would use the one on the right to look at the different autographs.
Mikimoto?
Who is that?
A photographer with some sort of beard like a mountain man?
These are all different sounds from these, like, games. Crazy awful customers. Not the developer just putting his friends in this game and just being like, what's it called? Look at all these funny people.
A bucket.
Alright, let's see. Because this is probably my best bet for chopping away at this. Put on this timey, and let's wear it.
Let's wear it. Let's wear it.
Aiba, wear it.
Oh no, not as a prank. Come on, Aiba.
Roger. Wearing it, I suppose. I feel as though my defense power has gone up.
Your skill level increased.
I am impervious to telepathic interference.
You're afraid. I remember.
I will never forget this, Date.
No, not as a prank. Interact with the sticker.
You have less than 2 minutes. Hurry.
It's a sticker from a chocolate candy.
Welcome home. Did you get it for me?
Home baby Ota.
It?
This is Ota when he was small?
Let's see. Chocolate. I guess because of stickers.
Do you mean chocolate?
Yeah, Odoroki man, remember? Oh, that. Yes, of course I bought it. Look, the Momonoke man chocolate that you like. Here you go. That's not it.
Oh, no, not all these memories being of Ota when he's like at his most spoiled.
Oh, honey,
Baby.
I thought you liked the Momonoke man chocolate. No, I told you. It's Odoroki man. Oh, sorry. Your mom can be such a dummy sometimes.
Mom can be a total baka. Oh no, Mayumi, don't blame yourself, because your son is very particular. He wants his little tantrum.
You're not just a dummy, you're a super dummy idiot. Oh, well, you're right, sweetie. I'm sorry. I'm a big dummy.
Oh no, don't enable him. That's why he's being mean to you.
I'll buy you a real Momonoke man soon.
It's Omonoki Man. She's gonna make you even worse.
It's not Momonoke man, it's Odoroki man. I hate this. I hate you, Mom.
And to this day, I still remember the moment, the first
Hey,
time
Ota.
Ota said, "I hate you."
Where did you go? Please, come out from hiding, Ota. Ota, I'm sorry. Mommy won't make any mistakes anymore, Ota. Ota, come back, Ota!
Really broken up about this.
Ota? Takaro? Ota! Takaro! I can't do this on my own.
This is really difficult. Like tearing up a little bit.
Don't leave me!
It's really heavy.
So that's what happened.
Sorry, I always hate it when my model's like kind of like picking up a smile, because it's like it's really difficult to register sadness using like a life 2D model. So it's like doing a smug grin while like in real life I'm just like tearing up at this really like
Date,
heavy
look
moment.
at what you've done. If Mayumi wakes up after all this trauma,
I know it's risky, but we're here for a reason.
what are you planning?
You've reminded me of all
We
of
have to
this
keep
rough
going.
stuff.
Just a little more to awaken her past.
Why did you put me in such an awful device that only reminds me of all of this terrible stuff that happened?
If she loves her family this much, there has to be something. There has to be a precious memory hidden deep within.
Is that your intuition?
It is.
Alright, there's only one more thing, this clock.
A wall clock.
Alright, we got a timey left so we can do this. And it's past, what's it called? What's it called? It's way if I didn't save enough of the timies, I would have been way past the time limit. That would have been really bad. If I could turn back time. Well, if I can advance time. Alright, having to make a little bit of light in this room of darkness.
Ota, sweetie! Mom!
We know we can be a hassle sometimes, so...
Oh, it's the knife gift.
Ota,
Yeah.
Is your little apology gift. Isn't flowers.
Thank you, Mom.
Well, I guess this is the what's it called, the tantrum Ota was talking about, where he apologized and did a little
know,
joint gift.
I love you. Forever and ever. Me too, Ota. I love you both so much. I'll love you both no matter what. Oh, forever and ever. Oh, I'll never forget this. Oh.
yeah!
Ah,
We
jeez.
are a family. We can do anything.
Yes. Yeah.
Looks like it's okay to go back now.
Yes, I agree. By the way, Date.
Hmm?
I admit, it is useful every now and then.
What is?
Your intuition.
We'll have to venture out the room for the box. Might have to leave the room for a moment just to get a tissue box. Or a few tissues. This I might just... It's like, this I won't put an intermission screen because I'm pretty sure it's just in the living room. Had a bit of an intense one.
Ota, I'm so sorry for worrying you.
What do you mean?
Your mother retracted her confession.
I'm so glad.
Yes.
But Mom, why did you think I did it?
About that.
I explained to Ota. On Sunday night, Mayumi was followed by a van driven by Ota in a taxi. But when the van was hijacked by the Family Store Marketplace, or the Family Mart, Mayumi was at another convenience store buying some chocolate. Because of that, she didn't see what happened. That's why Mayumi thought Ota was still in the van when it drove away, so she kept following it. The van drove all over Tokyo and eventually wound up in a warehouse district near the docks. Mayumi got out of the taxi and followed the van on foot. The van was later found at Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. Mayumi walked into the warehouse and discovered the grisly scene.
A polar bear plucking out Iris's left eye? I was so terribly frightened. I panicked and ran. I'm sure that's when I dropped the chocolate. And I ran away from the warehouse as fast as I could. I just kept running and running. But while I was running, I had a thought.
Oops. I didn't know the ad showed up. Sorry, my neck. I should probably check my posture a second. Back. Cute. Akna. Therefore. Yeah, my neck is a little out of sorts. Not sure if it was how I was sleeping or if I was in some kind of position at some point. It's a little shoddy. Get some water in.
Maybe that polar bear was Ota.
Perhaps the polar bear was him, but it wasn't.
Because at the time, I thought Ota was the one driving the van. If Ota brought Iris to the warehouse, then Ota must have been the one in the suit. That's what I was thinking anyway.
So that's why.
I'm so sorry that Mom doubted you, Ota.
No, I understand. It's my fault for making you worry.
Ota.
But there's one thing I don't get. Why did you buy that chocolate when you were following me?
Oh, because...
You liked Odoroki Man chocolate when you were young, right, Ota?
Yeah. I was like the number 1 or 2 collector of the stickers in my elementary school class. I stuck some of my duplicates all around the diner, too.
You and Mayumi have strong memories of that chocolate, right?
Yeah. But I guess they're not all sweet memories. They're like chocolate, you know? Bittersweet. Makes my heart hurt a little.
Oh, not the same. Like.
I thought you liked the Momonoke Man chocolate.
No, you got the name wrong. It's Otsanoki.
No, I told you, it's Odoroki Man.
Odoroki.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
Whoopsie
Your mom can
doodles.
be such a dummy sometimes. You're not just a dummy, you're a super dummy idiot. Oh, well, you're right, sweetie.
I can't bear to
I'll
hear her
buy you a
call
real
herself
Momonoke,
that.
stupid. It's not Momonoke Man.
I was like, I don't want to hear you say that again.
After I yelled at her, Mom immediately went to buy me another chocolate. My dad came back from buying some ingredients at the same time, and they ran into each other. My dad really let me have it.
You're like, man, you can't call your mom a turbo baka.
How dare you speak to your mother like that?
It's like the defensive super husband came out. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Because Mom is stupid.
Mom isn't stupid. You're stupid, son.
You're stupid to call
Oh.
your mother stupid.
Oh damn! I didn't think I was gonna predict that.
Your mother bought you that to make you happy. You need to think about how she feels. I didn't raise you like that.
But...
When she comes back, you apologize. Do you
Oh,
understand?
no, I didn't raise you like that. I feel like my parents still like to drop that on me sometimes. I'm like, oh no.
My dad told me to apologize as soon as Mom came back. But the guilt... I hurt my mother, you know? That guilt in my heart...
I wonder if they're cool with me. I know they
didn't
are,
go
but...
away, even after I apologized to her. After that, things got awkward with Mom. But a few days later, my dad came up with an idea.
Hey, Ota, how about this?
Hey, Ota, I said something really bad to your mom. So, like, I need my get out of jail free card. This is your opportunity to get out of jail, too.
You know Mother's Day is coming up. Why don't we get a gift for your mom?
Gift?
That was the first time I had ever heard my dad say something like that.
It's like, you know, Ota.
You know how Mom always takes care of us. We should think of a way to pay her back.
I'm sure my dad was trying to clear the air between all of us. So, on Mother's Day, I used my New Year's money I saved up to buy my mom that flower knife. And my dad saved up a little money to buy the floral apron. And when Mom got her gifts, she started bawling, like full-on crying.
Oh, you boys. I don't deserve all this.
Oh, Mayumi, you do.
You do deserve it, Mom.
Y'all are working backwards just to get
I'm
this
proud
shop
that
up
you're
and
my
running.
mom. Right, Dad?
Oh,
Takuro, this is where you say yes.
yes. Mom is the best mom in the world.
It's like, I didn't think it'd be putting you on the spot to say your mom's the best mom. That your wife's the best mom. I was like... It's like, hey, Dad, Mom's the best, right? And then Tyler was like, oh, oh, of course. It's like, you bought this gift to make her feel, you bought like 2 gifts to make her feel like she was the best in the world. Oh, the script ended up not showing up. I was like, wait a second, why are you stumbling upon that?
I lost track of time. What were we talking about again?
The Odoroki Man chocolate. Why she bought the chocolate in the middle of tailing you.
Tailing?
Mom.
It could be due to her memory disorder. It is possible that her thought process was once again short-circuited.
Ota, I'm just going out on a limb here.
Huh?
Earlier I looked inside Mayumi's head.
inside her head?
I guess the same thing I did with you, buddy.
She was thinking of nothing but you. Her head was full of memories of you. Mayumi just wanted you to come back, Ota. So she bought that chocolate. The chocolate you loved as a kid. She thought she could get you back home with it.
It's really sweet. Oh, hello, Urban Legend. How's it going? It is really sweet and wholesome. I feel like this particular, like, kind of stretch of the game where you're kind of going inside of, like, both Ota and Mayumi's mind is really just kind of, like, it's devastating in the sense of, like, how they're able to just kind of, like, try to make sense of the very few luxuries they were able to have, or the very few luxuries they were able to shower Ota with.
That's why.
And Ota just kind of, as he got a lot older, just coming around to realize that, like, there was so much that his parents had done for him.
In Mayumi's head, you're still young, Ota.
The very parent thing. Even if you're in your 20s, you're still my baby boy.
I don't know. I could be wrong.
That I still get. Even my sister calls me baby bird sometimes, and it's always really adorable.
No, you're right, Date. That's why my mom bought the chocolate.
Yeah.
She wanted her little kid back.
TV. There's an LCD TV. I guess there's no little humorous, like, flavor text that you can have. Let's see. Mayumi. Talk to her.
I'm sorry. Who are you again?
I'm Date. I'm Ota's friend.
Ota's friend. Is that right?
Babies.
I hope you two get along.
Mom.
Mom, I don't like him. Mom, he's mean to me and he makes fun of my sock puppet accounts. Alright, Ota, what happens now that I'm your friend? Do I get to be invited to every A-Set concert now?
I was always so selfish.
Do I have to buy the merch?
I made my mom go through such hard times. So from now on, I'm going to support her the way she supported me. I'll do anything. I'll deliver newspapers or be a janitor or anything. I'll work as hard as I can to make sure my mom can rest easy.
What about your dream of being an author?
Well, of course I'm not gonna give up on that. But I'll set my sights a little smaller. I'll start by writing a short story.
That's a good
Let
start.
me read it when you're done.
Of course.
Yeah, work your way from the bottom up. See what your writing style is like. See what writing, like, what's it called? What your pattern is as far as, like, how you get the story started from start to finish.
Oh, I forgot to tell you something important.
Something important?
I heard the nurses talking before I came in here. Iris is awake.
Really?
Yeah, she's due to be transferred from the ICU to the general ward.
Alright.
Thank God.
You saved her life, you know. Maybe, just maybe.
Huh? Maybe what?
Nothing. See you, kid.
Is Iris your girlfriend?
Yeah, I'll introduce you next time. She's a great girl.
Oh no, not tricking your
Oh
mom
my,
into
I'm
thinking
looking
that
forward
what's it
to it.
called?
Is she going to be your financier? Oh, maybe I should clean up a bit first.
Financer? Oh, fiance.
Oh, yes! Yes, that's it!
Feel like my mom always hated this idol, but I'm using her memory loss as a way to reintroduce her as a potential girlfriend. It'd beat some devious stuff if I knew that was a called. If it wasn't for the fact that they could feasibly be a pretty decent couple, all things considered. You did save her life.
Date, there are still many loose ends in this investigation.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's forget them for now. This is too sweet for me to linger on.
Looks like another all-nighter.
Like, oh man, I forgot that So died today. I was having such a wonderful moment with everyone. I was like, oh yeah, there was a really gruesome death I just experienced. Wait. Oh. Oh. Oh, hi, Zach Lucky. How's it going? Oh, nipple. Oh. Oh, I see. Well, that's it. That's the game. No, it's not the game. I guess they kind of stop things at what's it called? At the development that he goes through. Because I think where I have to go is I have to restart from what's it called? Ota's dream. Because after Ota's dream it splits off. Oh. Unless this is the case.
Has there been any progress in this Jima investigation?
Holy poop, what is this? What is this emoji? Oh, that's supposed to be a... Oh, I see.
None. Zero clue.
Not exactly. We have 2 clues.
Alright.
2 points of information. But they may not connect directly to the murders.
What are the 2 clues?
Point 1. This may be easier to see than explain. I sent a video to the boss's PC. Could you check there, please?
Boss went to her desk and moved her mouse. I stood next to her and moved at the monitor. Or looked at the monitor.
What's this?
It's from Sunday night.
Yes. After Date was beaten by Ota at Matsushita Diner.
Tessa, wait! I'll get the car.
After I got hit over the head, I forgot everything and the warehouse thing occurred.
You witch!
There, stop it. I noticed this earlier as well. Do you see the walk on the floor beside Iris and Mayumi?
Yeah, what about it?
Look closely. The bottom part is curved. Do you notice anything in the reflection?
Oh, is there another
Iris and
person?
Mayumi.
Yes. I have prepared an enlarged and processed version of the image. Boss, the next video.
You witch!
Oh, someone had a knife.
You stay away from my boy!
Oh, the mom had a knife. Oh, she stabbed herself in the eye?
Tessa! What's wrong? Did something happen?
No, everything's fine.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, she took the knife from her.
Ota.
Hey, what's this?
What in the heck?
Iris has the kitchen knife?
The video continues, but this should be enough. Iris took the knife and left the diner with Ota.
But if Ota's testimony is true, the polar bear had the kitchen knife.
I guess the polar bear took the kitchen knife.
Maybe it was taken off of Iris when she was kidnapped.
At the Femisto parking lot? Whatever, we can think about it later. You said you had 2 clues.
Therefore, I was gouged ahead of time.
Yeah, what's the other one?
I have learned new information. More thorough autopsy results of Renju's body have revealed something. An object in his intestines.
An object?
A clump of organic matter. Because it was partially digested, it took significant time to analyze.
Well, what was it?
Shoko Nadami's eyeball.
What? Oh, that's nasty. It was force-fed his eyeball? Oh, it's so gross. Pretty grody. Would you like to save? Yes. Let's see, probably one of the really old saves. Let's see, because the Ota one, I guess probably this one below, because that's 2022. I don't need that save. Yeah, it's pretty grody. Okay, there are still mysteries to go. They're like the real culprit, the incident 6 years ago, and Date's past. The story's branching points are in the Somnia. Using the flowchart to jump in branching point, it may be hidden somewhere in the dream world. Find a new way forward. It's not here. It would actually be where what's his name is. It would be the Ota. This one. It would be sinking in the Swain. You have to begin this sink. Let that sink in. Because this is where it was supposed to converge. But I ended up doing the Ota one first. Because I wanted to see more about Ota. Or like I was really interested in Ota. I think it was really sweet that he had his whole, I guess I wanted to be able to look into his backstory. Because I really endeared to him pretty quickly.
As long as I have Wi-Fi, I don't need anything else. No, but a warehouse is a commonly used location in live-action dramas.
And this is kind of the beginning part. Ah. Sorry, I stopped at that moment.
Alright, let's help reproduce the memory.
Alright, we're back in action.
Somnium scan, activate!
Let me check, because I know I have a couple files. Let's see, Ota A and B, so that's there. Oh, these are the little original concepts. They really did kind of lean in on like trying to make it as comic book as possible. Man, it's gonna look a little bit like, what's it called, Steamboat Willie kind of. I just didn't want to lean too much into it. Oh. Different Mayumi ones, different main concept arts. Wait, what was that second one? Oh, these are just like the little stickers that they have. All right. Alright. Start by lying down.
The ice on the floor is slick.
Alright, now let's lie down. Let's melt that ice. Whoops! So this isn't too much different. Alright, and next up, let's go somewhere else.
Agent Date, you've got 4 minutes.
An oil drum. Though it is lying down.
Alright, this is where it's a little more different. Let's see if I can get a timing by rolling this. Because 180 seconds is insane.
Acetone? Aset?
Oh,
What is this?
what is this? A? I guess it motivates him? Doesn't motivate him.
No, I don't want to die. I eventually stopped thinking. That's Tessa!
Bit of a motivating factor. Up.
Stand your ground! Oda Matsushita cowers to no one!
Alright, we got one brick.
I have to fight back with something!
Let's go to that panel over there. Get our hustle. I think I might like stop a little bit soon.
It appears to be a power panel.
I guess once I'm done with the sink. Alright, let's go. We are going to brew something. There we go.
This is an ice cold one.
Iba, aim for the switch.
Yeah, my eyes are really
Position target
irritating
in the
me.
center and hit the switch. Position target in the center and hit the switch.
Hey,
Now it will move! I can't stand. I'm weak.
oh snap.
Did he really help Iris like that?
Regardless of the truth. Right now, I am Ota's last hope.
It's like I'm
I
just
have to help
playing
him
this
up.
up. It's like this can't be real, but while it's not real, let's get wild with it. Alright, one more thing.
You have 3 minutes, Date.
I gotta be his motivating factor.
Ota looks frightened. He cannot stand.
Alright, let's get this guy. Let's encourage him.
You're so cool, my shiny, glittery Ota. So cool.
The ghost inside me whispered, yeah, cool, huh?
It's like, yeah, I can take this on.
From now on, this is my stage. Maybe this.
from here. Oh dang, got him in the shin. Or the thigh. Now to find out who this dude really is.
Date, you've hit the limit. Time's up.
Wait, I can almost make out their face.
Pewter, force shutdown.
No, dang it.
Stop! Stop it!
Oh. I missed it. Dang. I guess the timing wasn't the best to be able to get that helmet off. Yeah. What's it called? Having to relive Ota getting stabbed in the gut constantly. At least he survives this one. Or at least this is just the memory where it's like, oh. At least we know he kind of survives it at the end of the day. It would have been really bleak if it was the opposite. I couldn't. All right.
What were you thinking?
What was I thinking?
You can only stay in
Not
Somnium
very
for
well.
6 minutes. Any longer and you risk getting your mind completely taken over by the subject.
Oh no, I could live like Ota. Like you're gonna make Ota like could potentially take over Date's body and just be like a turbo otaku. Now Mizuki's gonna be even more hateful towards me.
I know.
No, you clearly don't. This isn't just about you, Date.
Date, you
If
really
your
messed
consciousness
up.
erodes inside of Somnium, you put the subject in danger as well.
If I may?
There was very serious information.
Fortunately, there were no abnormalities detected in the brainwaves after the sync. Date and Ota both read normal. Although, the timing was really close.
What was I supposed to do? You saw it, boss. You too, Pewter. I was about to see the culprit's face.
Not necessarily. We need to verify that Ota did in fact see the culprit's face. That's the only way it could have ended up in his Somnium.
Well, Ota,
Huh?
you saw the killer's face at the warehouse, didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see their face. If I did, I would have told you guys already.
You see?
I mean, I did try to get a look at them when the polar bear fell over. They looked like they were knocked out, so I tried to grab the head part. But as soon as I did, I got stabbed in my gut.
That is what we witnessed in his Somnium.
Yeah.
Let's see, how you feeling, dude?
I've been better. I'm still a little drowsy.
Feel you, Ota.
What about your stab wound?
My what? Oh! Oh, it hurts.
It's like, oh, I forgot about it for a moment. Ah.
It started acting up suddenly.
Sorry for reminding you.
It's because you grabbed me and forced me to come here, Date.
Don't blame me, that was Boss.
I'll sue you for this.
Not Boss looking so upset. Be like, you cannot blame me. Damn brat! I'll sue!
Come on.
Or how about this? Get me one of the straws Tessa used, and I won't sue you.
Straws!
I see Ota is back to his healthy self.
Like a drink straw?
Guess so.
Why you were hiding the knife in your room?
Because I was scared.
Scared?
The killer could come here to finish the job.
But you didn't get a good look at their face, right?
But they don't know that. I had it prepared just in case. You know what I'm talking about, right, Date? Preparing in advance in case you might need it. Like making sure your room is nice and clean before you go to a party. Oh, sorry. You probably don't have any experience with that.
I have more experience than you.
It's like, I'm sure you never had parties, Date. You don't seem like the type to enjoy life.
Ota, let me ask you something. When you were fighting the polar bear back at the warehouse, did the crane hook get stuck on the polar bear's leg?
Now that you mention it, maybe it did.
Maybe?
It's like I told you. I don't really remember much. With all the tension and excitement and fear and adrenaline, my mind just went
with
blank.
whichever.
But now that we're talking about it, I remember. Yeah, no doubt about it. The crane hook got stuck on the polar bear's left leg.
Man, you could do a
And
DNA
then,
test on the hook.
when the hook got pulled out,
Unless it got washed.
blood sprayed all over.
Date, I checked all of the hospitals in the metropolitan area. None have a record of a patient admitted after 3 a.m. with a wound to the left leg.
If what I saw in Somnium is how it happened in real life, that was a deep wound. He definitely would have needed first aid.
Perhaps a friend or accomplice helped them.
You think there are multiple killers?
That is not what I said. They may have helped the culprit, but not necessarily been involved in the crimes.
I relayed the info to Boss and Pewter.
So we know that the culprit has a deep wound on their left leg. That information could be crucial in catching them.
Date, get out there. Look for people with an injured left leg.
Look for every single person in the city with an injured left leg and see if they'll be able to catch them.
How exactly?
What exactly were you doing at this fish warehouse?
Can't you just go ask around or something?
Can you just walk out in the street and just start asking
Are
people?
you serious? Do you know how many people live in this city?
Man, I'm feeling woozy.
What?
Date, what is the matter?
Date!
Are you alright?
Man, I didn't get around to asking things. Have Be right back a sec. Just one more bathroom break. Wow, this game is really immersive because I'm yawning as much as Date.
Hey, this is...
Oh, you're alive.
It's like, oh, good. Great.
Mizuki?
You're alive, what a shame.
Happened?
You drank too much at the club and passed out.
Liar. I remember everything until I collapsed in the control room.
You did something dangerous during the sync last night, didn't you? Your brain got overloaded and you passed out. That's what Pewter and Boss said.
You met them?
They brought you over. They said to let you sleep it off because you were tired from the investigation.
Alright, let's see. Like, I have a deep... lingering regret about clicking on anything in this room. A door rabbit, a stuffed animal. Gave it to Mizuki on her birthday. The large speakers, mostly hollow. Here's Mizuki. Here's the door. What's in the fridge? This pot. Seasoning and cooking sake. Just a pot. Kitchen. Ooh, a towel. What's the towel? Just towel. Is this where I sleep at night? Let's see, audio equipment. Audio equipment for an audio file cabinet. I keep a bunch of documents there. There's a cork board, a trash can, armchair, the computer, just a PC. Bench press, large window, nothing else. So I guess it is just Mizuki. Oh, where's Ota?
He probably went back to the hospital.
Boss told Mizuki about Ota being synced. And about what happened at the cold storage warehouse.
Why did she tell her all that?
Mizuki was asking about the status of the investigation. The girl has lost both her parents. I am sure Boss felt that she deserved to know.
Oh, Prudence. Prude, come up here. You want to control the model? Sorry. I have my cat Prudence on my lap. Oh, she left. Yeah, she's my black cat Prudence. She's, what's it called? She's very sweet, but sometimes she bites my ankles. Always like when she comes to visit every so often.
I'm off today.
I try to keep the door
Why?
open to make sure she's got some time to roam around a bit.
Today is Tuesday. You should have school.
You really can be an insensitive jerk, can't you? Taking the day off for morning.
It's like she's gone tomorrow morning. It wasn't me. It's like, don't take my cat. Take my baby. Yeah, it's her parents.
I see.
Today's Tuesday. You should have gone to school. Did the boss and Pewter say anything?
Oh, Date's brain is rotting away. He won't last long now. You should probably prepare for a funeral soon.
So they told you I'm completely fine, huh?
I detect no noticeable damage to your brain. You should not have any issue continuing the investigation.
Not them. It's like, not this is what you all really think of me. Alright, time to get back to it.
Hey, will you take me with you?
I told you yesterday, Mizuki. I won't put you in danger like that.
But you're close to catching the culprit, right? The killer has an injury on their left leg. Boss said you need to find them. Let me help you.
No, you stay here.
Date, don't you know how I feel? My parents are dead. I saw their bodies with my own eyes. If I don't do something, I'm going to go crazy. Date. Please.
Like Mizuki, come on. Come on, you can come with. Date.
Consider Mizuki's
Date,
feelings.
please.
She is lonely.
Having to stay cooped up
Mizuki
here.
has not been with Renju and Shoko for 4 years. But clearly, she still feels a bond to them. A bond that was broken by the murderer. With her parents gone, Mizuki has almost no one. She can only depend on one person now. You know to whom I am referring.
Date. Oh. Tell Mizuki that you'll take her with you.
Fine, let's go.
Alright, let's hustle.
You're gonna take me?
Well, make sure you behave, or I'll change my mind.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Date.
Great. Got up, grabbed the towel from the sink, and tossed it at Mizuki. The sink?
Here, wipe your tears.
I don't see her. Where are you at? Where are you?
We're heading out.
Mizuki quickly dabbed her eyes with the towel and smiled weakly.
Date, I must admit, I am at a disadvantage. The clue that the culprit is injured on their left leg does not help me narrow down suspects significantly.
We need to revisit the scene. It's possible that we might find the culprit at one of the crime scenes.
Or ask around the city for further information.
Alright, let's do it. I guess. Probably just go to Bloom Park first, and then I'll save and head out. I believe that there is I do have somebody that I could pick up on them. Stream. Raid.
I remember telling you before that Bloom Park is an important part of my memories.
Stop
Before it
streaming.
shut
They
down,
didn't stop
I came here
streaming.
a lot with Daddy and Mom. They fought a lot, but sometimes they got along. Whenever we were here, it was one of those sometimes days. I remember it clearly. I was just a little girl, but it was so rare to see them laughing together. That's why I remember it so well. I remember riding the merry-go-round like this. Mom was standing right next to me. She was holding me, so I wouldn't fall.
Oh, I gotta head out now. Thank you for the stream. Have a good one. Thank you so much. What's it called? I know I'll be heading out pretty soon, but what's it called? Have a wonderful time. And hopefully, what's it called? You have a good rest of the day. Let me save here. I'm going to do a raid very soon. But... oh, 1214, that is 350. Let's see, near Goldberry part there. Alright. Thank you all so much for coming along. It's really awesome to be able to keep trucking and keep on going. Especially since we got to a really interesting part in the story. Let's see. I have my original designer. My what's it called? I'm going to see if I can raid my VTuber, or I guess my original PNG parent. Zen, let's see if you are available. Oh. Alright. I'm gonna poke my beauty mark, poke the mic, and send out all kinds of positive vibes. I hope you have a good time at their stream. Boy.
That was crazy. Oh my god, Rena, thank you for the raid. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Oh wait, let me give you a shower real quick. Oh, AI just Somnium Files. How's the game? I know about that game. Yeah, it's good to know. Thank you again for the raid. Also, hello everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Simvita. I am a V artist, mainly a Cyber Bear Angel, and we're here just chilling, playing Infinity Nikki. You know, feel free to stick around if you want to, or make sure to get some rest, get snacks, get water,